Tucson Black Lives Matter says they are not planning a protest. Nine on Your Side spoke to the executive director of Tucson Second Choice, who's also a member of Black Lives Matter Tucson. Taja Davis has her reaction to what needs to be done next.
On the heels of Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and a host of other Black lives lost at the hands of racial injustice, George Floyd is another name added to that list.
The story itself is a story that we've heard over and over again. But at some point, you recognize that we are reaching a level of such depravity and lack of humanity that you are conveying to a community of people, not just in Minneapolis, but across the country, that you so devalue Black life that people feel they have no place to go with their pain and rage but into the streets.
To the violent protest in Minneapolis, Rainey says it is a spontaneous, last resort response of people who feel powerless and ignored, that they now have to let rage send the message.
And that's what you saw happen, was people rising up and saying no more.
Here in Tucson, Rainey says the rage is there, but organizers are taking a different approach.
When you talk about taking to the streets, an organized movement like that, you have to be aware that you're putting people's lives at risk. One, because we're in a pandemic, and there are a lot of things you cannot control when people are out in the streets.
She says the intent from organizers may be peaceful, but they can't fully control what happens from either side of the issue. So Rainey says Black Lives Matter Tucson is deciding to take a step back and work out different ways to promote healing and change.
What about the 3 officers who stood by and watched? That is symptomatic of what white supremacy in action looks like. Instead of looking to us to take action in the streets, what are you going to do about what you saw? What is your role? What power do you have to change what's happened? Because you do. And it can't just be Black people who are always leading the charge.
That is the call to action to non-Black allies across the nation. And Black Lives Matter Tucson organized a virtual Black healing event that took place this afternoon. For the link to its Facebook page for events and ways you can support, visit our website. Taja Davis, KGUN 9 on your side.
Not sanctioned by